Hello, I'm Chris Fisher, and we are reading Stanley Goes to Space by Jeff Brown. We're on Chapter 2, Washington. As you remember, the President of the United States was sending the airplane for Stanley and his family, and the King of France was going to come too. The King of France is really Stanley. Okay, here we go. At the White House, in his famous Oval Office, the president shook hands with all the lamb chops. Here's a picture. Thanks for coming, he chuckled. Bet you never thought you woke up this morning and you'd get to meet me. Indeed not, Mr. Lambchop said. This is quite a surprise. Well, here's another one, said the president. The reason I asked you to come, he sat down behind his desk, serious now. Tyra, never heard of it, right? The Lambchops all shook their heads. Nobody ever heard of it. It's a planet up there somewhere. They sent a message, the first ever from outer space. The Lambchops were greatly interested. Imagine, Mrs. Lambchop explained. What did it say? Very friendly tone, the president said. Peaceful, just checking around. Asked us to visit. Now my plan. A side door of the Oval Office was opened suddenly to reveal a nicely dressed lady wearing a crown. Mrs. Lambchop recognized her at once as the Queen of England. About the banquet, also the Queen began, and she saw the president was busy. Whoops! We beg your pardon. She closed the door. This place is a madhouse, the president said. Visitors, fancy dinners, no end to it. Now, oh yes, the Star Scout. He leaned forward. That's our new top secret spaceship. Just ready now. Send somebody up in the Star Scout, I thought, to meet the Tyrants, but who? Wouldn't look peaceful to send soldiers or even scientists. Then I thought, what could be more peaceful than just an ordinary American boy? The president smiled. Why not Stanley Lambchop? Stanley? Mrs. Lambchop gasped. In a spaceship to meet an alien race? Oh boy, said Stanley. I would love to go. Me too, said Arthur. It's not fair if, Arthur. Mr. Lambchop drew a deep breath. Mr. President, why Stanley? It had to be someone who's already had adventure experience, the president said. Well, my Secret Service showed me a newspaper story about when Stanley was flat and caught two robbers. Robbers? That's adventure. I've had them too, Arthur said. A genie taught me to fly, and we had a Leophant and a what? A Leophant, Arthur said. Half lion, half elephant. They're nice. Is that right? The Secret Service never. Mr. President, Mrs. Lambchop did not like to interrupt, but her concern was great. Mr. President, she said, this mission, is it safe? My goodness, of course it's safe, the president said. We have taken great care, Mrs. Lambchop. The Silver Scout has the latest scientific equipment, and it has been very carefully tested. First, we tried it on automatic pilot with no passengers. It worked perfectly. Even then, ma'am, we were not satisfied. We sent the Star Scout up again, this time with the cleverliest trained bird aboard. But hear for yourself, the president spoke into a little box at his desk. Send in Dr. Schwartz, please. There's Dr. Schwartz and the parrot. A bearded man entered the room, wearing a white coat and carrying a birdcage with a cloth over it. Bowing, he removed the cloth to reveal a large, brightly colored parrot. Thank you, Herman, the president said. Dr. Schwartz is our top secret scientist, he told the lamb chaps. And this is Polly, the bird I spoke of. Polly, tell the folks here about your adventure in space. Piece of cake, said the parrot. Terrific. Loved every minute of it. Thank you, Herman, the president said, and Dr. Schwartz and carried Polly away. That was very reassuring, but it was out of the question for Stanley to go alone. Mrs. Lambchop said, however, we were planning a family vacation. Would it be possible for Mr. President, for all of us to go? Well, if you didn't mind the crowding, the president said, and skipping on baggage, actually, we had in mind the seaside, Mr. Lambchop said, or a tennis camp, but The Queen of England looked in again. May we ask if? Just a minute, for heaven's sake, said the president. We shall return anon. Looking peeved, the Queen went away. Mr. Lambchop had decided. Mr. President, the seaside will keep. We will go to Tyra, sir. Wonderful! The president jumped up. To the stars, Lambchops. Some training at the Space Center, and you're on your way. And that is the end of chapter 2. Thank you.